It's almost like they're a cult. You know, the 7 or 8 people that were around Joe Biden is like a cult.
The Republican Party has truly become a party of distractions, attempting to draw attention away from the fallibility of their dear leader, of the fact that it is a cultish atmosphere surrounding Donald Trump, from all of the corruption and lies and the tearing down of the government, of the mass deportation effort, of the implementation of white supremacy under the color of law in the United States, strengthening that prospect, maybe not putting it into place. It's been in place for a long time. They're just bringing it back in full force, you know, to make America great again like it was under Jim Crow. James Comer is one of the leaders of this movement of distraction. And we know about his Biden crime family investigation that secured no convictions, no even criminal cases were forwarded to the Justice Department, because that wasn't its intent. Its intent was to distract the American people away from the damage of the Republican Party as an effort to hurt the Joe Biden administration while he was in office. And they're at it again. Now it's burn bags of evidence of this conspiracy theory that James Comey and John Brennan and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, you know, just the same cast of characters that apparently they run the world. Just wild conspiracy theories. And James Comer's now at it again. They're talking about subpoenaing Kamala Harris. He in this thing, I got 2 clips for you. In one of them, he's saying that Democrats, it's like they're in a cult, he says. But in this first clip, it's dark. He gets very dark, talking about he wants James Comey and John Brennan and these types to pay a price for what they've done. But the clip starts, this is how the clip starts. This is where I started the clip for you to get the full flavor here, a little context. It's Laura Ingraham asking, as an expert about what Democrats think, how Democrats feel, who Democrats like, who we're loyal to, asking James Comer like he's an expert. And then it kind of feathers into this new conspiracy theory that Kash Patel found burn bags, even though she discounts the idea before throwing it to him so he could fan the flames. It's all just a propagandist nightmare here. Watch this first clip, then we'll talk about some of these elements on the other side.
Okay, before we get to the burn bags and what Kash Patel found, but you listened to your colleagues across the political aisle. I mean, just yes or no, do they want her just to go away? I mean, you have to know this. Do they want her just to go away, most of them?
Yes. They never did like her. They didn't have a relationship with her when she was vice president, so they want her to go away.
No. And Congressman, as I mentioned, FBI Director Kash Patel announced that he found burn bags of Trump-Russia hoax documents in a secret room. One of the documents officials found was the classified annex to former special counsel John Durham's final report, which includes the underlying intelligence he reviewed. So I guess it's kind of an annex section of that report. Now, Congressman, maybe it was just duplicated and you do burn things. I mean, that is not, I don't want to make it like you don't ever have burn bags. You do have burn bags in the government. But what do you make of this?
Look, I knew all along that the Democrats would try to destroy any evidence that would make them liable in this Russia hoax. We knew it was a Russia hoax. Fox knew it was a Russia hoax. You did a great job, Laura, reporting the facts about this Russia hoax. Now Kash Patel, who, by the way, is the right guy for the job, he's in there. We've got John Radcliffe in there, Tulsi Gabbard's in there. They're all trying to get the truth to the American people and hold people accountable. It's not just about the fact that we've proven they lied all along to try to hurt Donald Trump and destroy his presidential campaign. It's about the fact that they've lost confidence. We've lost confidence in the intelligence community. We have competent people in there now. We want them to pay a price. We want the Comeys and the Brennans and those guys to pay a price for what they did. It's illegal, it's wrong, and they need to be held accountable. And I think Kash Patel is on the right track, and God bless Kash Patel and John Radcliffe.
You know, whenever I'm looking for somebody who really has their finger on the pulse of the ideas and the thoughts of Democrats across the country, I always go to James Comer. I always turn to Fox News. So when they go to James Comer, I'll really know the truth about how people feel about the former candidate for president, the nominee of the Democratic Party for president of the United States. Come on. But about the burn bag thing, it is interesting that she says maybe it's just duplicated. And, you know, we do burn things in the government. That's not that. I don't want to say this, make this something that it's not. But what do you make of this? She tosses it to him, and then he just runs with the conspiracy theory, which is what he does best. He doesn't traffic in reality. He doesn't traffic in actual investigative value for anything. He traffics in distraction, conspiracy, and covering for Donald Trump, who is now embroiled in more scandal than he ever has been. And that's saying something. A man who tried to overthrow the United States government. Now he's embroiled in the fact that he's possibly, some would say probably, an abuser of children. Crimes so wretched and vile that I can't even describe them without having this video restricted here on YouTube. And then he goes into his thing about how we want these people to pay a price. We want the Comeys and the Brennans and those guys to pay a price for what they did. What did they do? Well, they didn't do the conspiracy theory of anything that you claim. But some of these people, and I don't even know the level of Comey was gone. Comey worked for Donald Trump. What they didn't do, for sure, is do anything illegal. Did Comey make mistakes? Yeah. Donald Trump is president of the United States from 2017 to 2021 because of James Comey. Comey is the linchpin in why Donald Trump got elected. But Donald Trump hates him now. This second clip is just sheer projection, which is something they are so good at. It's laughable. It's maybe the most viral element of this clip, of this appearance on Laura Ingraham, but it's certainly not the most important. The most important is what I just shared with you. But the most viral element is this clown. I'm trying to keep the mouth. Is this clown saying that Democrats, it's like Democrats are in a cult. High priest in the cult of Donald Trump calling Democrats cult members is something rich, chef's kiss, beautiful for the ages. That we should get a golden frame and hang this video clip, a screenshot of it, and I'll hang it here in the studio for all time. That's how stupid it is. Watch this.
The Biden gatekeeper, Steve Ricchetti, testified in front of your committee today, and we're told he still thinks Biden could have won in 2024, and he was capable of being president right now. So what else can you tell us?
Well, he didn't tell us a whole lot of what you wouldn't expect. It appears to me a lot of these Biden lackeys, they're still trying to claim that Joe Biden was in top physical condition when everyone in America saw it in the debate. Everyone in America saw the rapid decline over the last year of his presidency, especially the last 4 months of his presidency. It's almost like they're a cult. You know, the 7 or 8 people that were around Joe Biden is like a cult. But at the end of the day, His testimony wasn't consistent with others who have actually testified. About half the Biden people have pled the fifth. The other half have testified. And all their testimony is inconsistent. So we're going to put the pieces together, and we're going to release all the transcripts, and we're going to issue a report, and hopefully we'll be able to determine whether or not Joe Biden had any idea who was using the auto pen and what they were using it for. Thus far, there's no evidence that emerges that he did know.
Congressman, are you going to subpoena someone like a Kamala Harris?
I think that's another great thing about Kamala Harris not running for governor. She's going to have more time to come before the House Oversight Committee and testify about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. So I think the odds of Kamala Harris getting a subpoena are very high.
Who takes this seriously? It is a question. Look, I know Fox News viewers, the aging Fox News audience, the low information, unwashed horde of MAGA voters who just gobble this stuff up, who thrive in the conspiracy theories and lies that are trafficked on Fox News. They love it. But do they really believe it? Do they really believe we Democrats are in a cult while their bedrooms are festooned, their cars are wrapped in Donald Trump's face? They fly the Trump flags everywhere. They wear Trump face t-shirts. They Photoshop his face onto Rambo's body. But we're in a cult. I don't even have a political bumper sticker on my car, but I'm in a cult. People who defend the credibly accused child abuser Donald Trump, the adjudicated sexual assaulter of women, the man who has defrauded Americans in his fake university, the man who can't even operate a charity in the state of New York because he defrauded cancer patients. That's the guy they're defending. But we're in a cult. The guy who inflicted violence against the city of Washington, D.C., the nation, in his attempt to stay in office, attempting to overthrow the United States government by way of overturning a free and fair, settled American election. We are in a cult, but they love that guy. Make it make sense. Anyway, what do you think? I would appreciate your feedback here. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you very much. If you want to see more of me, I'm on social media @Dollemore. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another. The headlines obviously talked about the passing of Trump's big, beautiful bill. But did you catch what the headlines did not make note of? This same beautiful bill hands over nearly $40 billion of our tax dollars to ICE per year. This is more money than most countries spend on their entire military. And we're granting it to our version of the secret police. Despite raids on the increase and Trump's near constant mention of deporting U.S. citizens, much of our mainstream media has avoided talking about this funding increase. Or worse, they have twisted the bill's language to frame this spending as good for the citizens of the United States. This should be the biggest story in America right now, and it's not. And look, you'd be naive to think that this is anything other than by design from the GOP. Tools like ground news are an essential part of your news consumption for examples just like this. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, and then analyzing just how far right, how radical each unbiased source actually is, ground news will expose blind spots like this ICE funding, and it will give you more context than you can get anywhere else. Shouldn't we be learning from history? We have seen Trump's playbook before, and the comparisons to regimes of misinformation and terror are alarmingly plentiful. Ground News will help you stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply bring your attention to stories missing from your newsfeed. Both Ground News' app and their website are smarter, more reliable ways to access the news unfiltered, to stay informed in the face of MAGA wanting to keep us in the dark. Scan this QR code or head to ground.news/Dollemore now to score 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use, which gives you unlimited access for just $5 per month. Or simply click the link in the description below to begin saving big. The right is absolutely banking on you to be uninformed. Stay ahead and see all the news with Ground News.